Welcome. It's another Tuesday. Another stream. Today we're gonna do similar things that we did yesterday. I thought I would probably do a full week of my MSI Creator contest, or what was it, MSI Creator Award submission, like the full week this week, so we can see how far we get this week, and then maybe we can see if we need to do another full week next week, just to make sure that that is gonna be done at the end. Today we will sculpt the hands. Yesterday we sculpted basically the whole body except for the hands and like the details for the foot, for example, or the toes. So today we're gonna go ahead and sculpt the hands, and then we're probably gonna have some more time for some more detailed stuff. So we're gonna go into more detail, probably add some more geometry or more resolution, so we can basically just add more detail. We're probably gonna sculpt the toes as well, just so we can have them in there, and maybe we'll even combine all the pieces, so we can create a we can combine, or we can solve the issue of these very hard transitions that we have right now. So yeah, I'm ready. I just realized that I had some filters on my music, so there was a noise gate on it, which meant that when it was too quiet, there was just nothing, no music, and then at some point it would just spring back up and you could hear it again. I fixed that just now, so that's good. I was kind of confused. I heard that last time in one of the recordings, that there was this weird like music cutout. Hopefully it's fixed now. I also put myself a little bit louder. Maybe I have to dial down the volume a little bit. Yeah, maybe that's better. Yeah, but hold on. Just gotta check something real quick. Okay, I just had to check if I didn't just accidentally deleted all the filters from my microphone, but that's not what happened. As you can see right there, it's still bright outside, so summer is coming. I mean, it's already like April almost, so it's about time. Let's see how much we can enjoy the summer this year. Yeah, of course, the first thing we're gonna do is the good old quick sketch, just to warm up and finish something today. So Blender is already open. There you go. I don't need this sphere. I have my probably gonna use the base mesh again, my good old human base mesh. I should probably give him like some sort of name. Let's see, let me just quickly pull him up so I don't have to look for him when we actually start, and then we can go right ahead and start this quick sketch. There you go. Okay, so I didn't really have time to really find some good inspiration, so I'm probably gonna just quickly look through a few references. I mean, through a few inspirations on Pinterest or something, just to see what we can do. And then I'm ready to start. So today I'm actually not ready, just right from the beginning. So let me just quickly look something up. Let's see Let's see. Let's look for video game concept art. So when I don't have any good idea what I want to do, like today, for example, what I usually do is just look, for example, through Pinterest. That's especially a good helpful tool for me for characters, because I have my in Pinterest you can look through all these. I mean, you can probably live stream, but I'm not quite sure what we're gonna find here, so I don't want to have something NSFW in here, so I'm probably just gonna keep it on Blender for now. So what I usually do is just I go to Pinterest, and the good thing with Pinterest is you can, as the name implies, you can pin a what would you call it, like some sort of image that you find, and then you can create your own folders basically, or libraries with images. So I made one for characters, interesting character inspirations or concept arts. Also one for environments, but that one isn't that popular just yet. So I'm looking for a good reference, or just for a cool inspiration that I might find interesting and that I'm gonna do today. So I'm just gonna look through a few of those. Maybe I'll find something interesting that gives me some inspiration. Just go scrolling through, and it doesn't even have to be like a specific like scene or something. It can also be just a concept, or even just a perspective, a certain character that might lead me to some sort of world building in my head, if you want to call it that. So I just look through everything, and if I find something interesting, I take that for like as a inspiration. That's especially like important when you start doing an image every day. I mean, at some point you probably don't have like there has to be like at least one day where you don't really know what you want to do. So having a good place for inspiration is always a good idea to have. That's also usually why I never really have any art block. I had it in the past, I think, when I was more about drawing than actual like what would you call it, like so back in the day I was more drawing than like doing stuff in 3D, and back in the day I had a few like art blocks, if I remember, and back in the day, or back then, I didn't really use Pinterest. So since I use Pinterest, I at least like always can find something that's interesting, and I want to like create or recreate whatever it is. So let's see. I'm looking through. There's everything basically, not only characters but also environments. I think the last few times I was more looking for environments, not only movie environments, but also like now I'm looking through video game concept art, which includes environments, of course. So it's not only like it doesn't even have to be some sort of concept art. Of course, that's the best, like especially if you're looking for some sort of fantasy type stuff, especially if it's abstract fantasy. There's a lot of stuff you can interpret and you can think for yourself, which makes it easier to come up with your own images or your own ideas. So that's why I usually go for concept art, because it's not really completely fleshed out yet. It's more in a like mid status where you can still change some stuff, make it your own, or just get some good ideas from them. Let's see. So of course I'm trying to so I have this current style that I'm going for with only black and white values, basically, where I try to create really like visible shapes, basically, so you can really see what is the foreground, what is the focus of the image. So basically trying to frame a good image is that what I'm trying to improve on right now, and reducing it to black and white really makes it easier to do that, because then you don't have to think about the colors. So you can really just focus on laying out your image and basically framing it and focusing on the shapes itself, rather than also having to care about the colors. Let's see. I never really thought about how you would make a... Oh wow, I have an idea what we could do. Could take a long time though, but I think that could be a cool idea. Or of course we only have 30 minutes, but I have an idea what we could do. I'm not quite sure how much of that I can basically actually create, but we'll see. So okay, so I'm gonna make some sort of environment, snowy environment. So that's a first for me. I've never done like actual snow, so let's see how that turns out. Yeah, I'm basically ready. So wait, where's my dude? My dude is ready, hopefully. There it is. Okay, I'm ready. Hopefully you are as well. 30-minute quick sketch to start it off. Okay, yeah, I have a good image that I want to do. So, okay. Yeah, okay, I'm thinking about it later. Okay, so I'm ready. Hopefully you are as well. 30-minute quick sketch, I would say. Oh, before I do that though, hit record. So I have that for tomorrow. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, so timer's going. I need my good old base mesh that I use for the last few images. My series of black and white images. There you go. So first things first, don't need these bad boys. Get rid of them. There you go. We can then go in here and rotate it. He's gonna be turned away from us, or from the camera rather. I should also probably make him smaller, just so I have them. Or should I? No, I'm gonna keep him like this. Maybe a little bit bigger. No, I'm just gonna keep him how he is now. So he's gonna be fighting against the storm, some sort of snowstorm. So he has to be a little bit closer to the ground because he has to brace himself. So we put him in a forward stance because he has to basically hold his balance while the wind is trying to push him forward. We should probably reduce the resolution right now, just so it's easier to work with this. It's a little bit faster if we reduce it. Of course, it's a multi-res model, so we can just reduce and increase the what do you call it? The resolution like to a certain degree, which is really helpful. Come on, give me the foot. Need to put it to the back. Okay, that's pretty good. Maybe rotate it out. You probably can't see the feet in the end, but that's not too bad. Should be if you stand like this, you could probably rotate. Or should you? Yeah, we should probably put this a little bit lower, like the upper back. Pull this lower, and there you go. Then we hold on. Okay, looks pretty good. Let me just quickly make a fix to my music. My music in my ears is pretty loud, so let me reduce it right there and then make it a little bit louder in OBS. Okay, that should be better now. Perfect. Okay, so he's gonna be holding a hand in front of his face, so we can like cover his face from snow, or maybe like this. Go. His elbow is quite high. We have to change the pivot point, or the yeah, basically the elbow focus point. Okay, that looks kind of weird. I'm not quite sure why it does that. I think if I bring him some more geometry, it should fix itself kinda. Let's see. Let's reduce it again. Maybe that's just a flaw of my model or my rig. That could be. Let me just quickly do this. Okay. I want to have it. Or no, it's coming from the side of the snow, so his hand should be a little bit more on the side. That's better. Now we can bring back the elbow a little bit. Let's see. Of course, I don't have too much time that I can spend working on the model, so I have to be quite fast with this. So I can't really spend too much time in trying to figure out the perfect pose or really refining it. That's not really in the cards for this, but it shouldn't be too bad. There you go. Okay, now we have the overall pose. Maybe you should lean it forward a little bit more. That's better. Okay. Maybe you shouldn't be rotated forward, more like this maybe. Yeah, that's better. Maybe he should look more to the top right. I think that's better. His neck is a little bit too tucked in. We can raise it a little bit. There you go. That's better. Of course, his like back of the head is kind of chopped off, but that's just a flaw in my rig. Isn't too bad though. So that could probably be good pose. Then I use my focus just to focus his like to focus not only, I think I'm not going to focus on him necessarily. I'm going to focus on something else. It has to be a little bit higher than he is. It also should probably be a little bit more open. Let's put this to 50 focal length so we have some more room to play with. There you go. The less focal length you have, the more you can put into the scene. There you go. Oh, let's do that again. Okay, that's perfect. Now what I need is... oh, I need a plane. Give me the plane. There you go. Need to make it, of course, way bigger. What I also kind of want to do, though, I'm not quite sure if it's going to look good. I'm probably not going to do it. So what I'm rather going to do is use an array modifier. Put that to... let's put that to 0 and y to 1. So we can just make that longer. I need quite a lot of space. We should also probably use an array modifier to this side. Maybe even 3 and then just place it over here. So now we have some more space. Now I'm going to bring something in the background. Let's make a mountain. So the easiest way to make a mountain would probably be to use a cube. Put that in the background somewhere over here. Of course, it should be way further back because of the the scale. We'll see what we do with this. So first of all, I'm going to make this way bigger. I'm going to put in a subdivision modifier just so I have some smoothness. Put in some more geometry, and then I'm going to extrude this up, scale it down. We probably have to apply a displacement modifier as well because it looks kind of weird right now. Just like this. Okay, just make it very, very small. Maybe go in here. Even smaller, there you go. Looks more like some sort of dessert. But okay, let's see. So what I want to do is make this bigger. Actually, okay. That's looking pretty good. I'm going to put in more mountains though. So what I'm going to do first though, I'm going to give this more geometry so I can use a displacement modifier and a good old color, a clouds texture to give it some more detail. Depth could stay the same. The strength has to be lower though. Okay, well, why is it just displacing in one direction? Oh, that's better. Okay. Of course, it looks kind of weird right now. It looks more like a hedgehog. We probably have to change the scale or the size. Okay, nice. Looks better now. Okay. So the next part we need... oh, okay, hello. Moving texture. We need a second mountain. We move it over here. Okay, put it further back. Maybe even make it a little bit bigger. Or no, it should be pretty, like a little bit smaller, of course, because it's further back. That looks pretty good. I probably also... Oh, do I? No, I don't think so. So next part is I have to pull this higher. This has to be snow, or this is supposed to be snow. It's like on the height of his knee, roughly. So like this. Next up. So I wanted to try something. Let's see if that works. How do I do this? So, of course, if he's running through the snow, there would be like snow that would be like pressed down because he ran through it. So I'm kind of thinking about how you could do this effectively. We could probably use a cube for this. So my idea is basically to create 2 tracks, maybe even 3. So let's see if that works. What if we bring it down and then we use a... Make this smaller. We use a bevel, not bevel, we use a Boolean modifier. Select this cube. We make this cube a wire so we can see through. Then we see difference doesn't really work. Why does difference not work? Probably because it's too small. Or we need some more subdivisions in there. Hopefully that works. Okay, hello. 1, 2, 3. There's nothing going on. Well, why not? There it is. Wait, it's way too small. I guess we have to apply the scale. Nope, doesn't work. We need even more, I guess. Oh, there it is. Okay, that should probably be enough. So what I need now is I need to change this. So what I need is, let's bring this down for now. I'm gonna change this, bring in subdivision. Maybe 1 should probably be enough. Then I'm gonna go in here, just make 2 tracks. Shouldn't be too hard. We just scale it smaller, so it's actually like it's like basically just slimmer, fitting more to the actual size of the foot. Let me go in here, extrude it again. There you go. That's pretty good. Go back here. Okay. Just trying to fill this up until we can't see it anymore. That looks pretty good. We do the same on the other side. So we can probably just go in here and duplicate this. There you go. Perfect. We should probably change a few things here. We should probably put the subdivision on here, so the array is after the subdivision. That's probably better. There you go. Now if we enable Boolean again, it's already enabled. Why is it not working then? Oh, there you go. Ah, haha. Okay, that looks better now. The only thing that I'm kind of missing right now is some thickness, of course. It's not going down. We have to change that in a second. First things first though, we have to bring in another Boolean modifier. Kind of lagging. Put that second cube in there. Okay, let's save that real quick so I'm not losing my progress. That would be fatal. Said the same yesterday. I don't want to lose my progress. Quick sketch number 58. Almost at almost at 60. Hold on. Quick sketch day 58. So oh, Thursday is gonna be number 60. That's gonna be exciting. Okay, so what we need now is some thickness. So I guess the easiest way, if that actually works, is just using a solidify modifier. Gimme. Oh, there you go. Perfect. So now we can just pull it down. Please. Okay. Oh, there you go. Almost. Can we see the ground actually? No, we can. Ah, we can. Okay. Again, we probably just can put another plane down there just to fill it. There you go. Perfect. Okay, now we have a nice, like, tracks where he's running through. Of course, looks kind of scuffed because it's so smooth, but that's not too bad, I think. So next thing that I want to do is go in here, save it first, and then let's see if we can use a displacement. I'm not quite sure if that's going to work or not. Okay, looks pretty good so far. Let's use a cloud texture. Just to displace it a little bit. Just a little bit. That looks pretty good already. We can see even these parts will be okay, but I think we need more more subdivisions, which will be pretty intense, I think, in terms of performance loss or performance needs. Let's see. Please don't crash everything I have. Okay, perfect. Put that in there. Okay, it's still loading, of course. Actually, we could have kept it on at the top. It looked pretty good. Okay, what about just decreasing? No, I think I'm gonna put this up here. That's better. Because then these sharp edges are already smooth, which looks pretty good. There you go. And then we also have this nice uneven middle ground. The only problem is now that we can see these lines, but we don't really see them in the end, like in the end frame. So that's not too bad. Where's my displacement? There you go. Maybe we could put this to 0.5. Loading. Probably a little bit too much. Maybe 0.3. That should be good. Now we put this to smooth. Of course, we still have these lines, but that shouldn't be a big problem. We could maybe even merge it, can we? Let's see. Array. There's a merge option. Let's see if that works. Oh, there you go. We need the same for this one. Merge. That should fix it. We don't have these weird lines anymore. Perfect. Okay. So we have a good, nice snow effect. We also have some mountains. We probably need a few more, so we can probably just go in here. I also want to change this. I want to probably like go in here, just bring in another part in here, just to make it look different. Okay, there you go. Okay, that looks kind of weird. It looks more like some sort of, I don't know, animal. Okay, that's better now. Not perfect, but better. Yeah, I don't think we have too much time to work on all of this. So I'm gonna just put in the basic stuff. Next thing I need is, first of all, I'm gonna go into my render tab. Perfect. Oh, wait, I have to disable or hide these snow cutouts. Where are they? There you go. Put this to visibility. Yeah, I mean, we could probably just hide it in the in here. There you go. That's the other one. Okay, perfect. Let's save it real quick. And okay, we can see some similar effect I'm trying to achieve. We don't need this light. We don't need the light. We only need something in the background, which I'm going to put in later. So first of all, actually, I'm going to put in the light now. So what we actually want to put in the background is, should we use an image? Let's see if I have a good image. Let's see. We, of course, can't spend too much time on looking for cool images, so I'm just looking through the images I have. Sky. I only have one that has a a light or like some sort of sun. So I guess, or maybe I could use one of my HDRIs actually. Let's see. Of course I can't see them. Oh man. What do we have here? Green Sanctuary, Christmas photo. Let's see, Bell Park. There should be one. Wait, which one was it? Snowy Park. Snowy Park? No. Sunset. That's probably the one I wanted to use. Let's see, what if I just put this in there? There it is. But I can't use it like this. I need to make it an image. So I just go into image as planes, and go into the HDRIs. And then now I can actually see the HDRIs, which is even better. I will use this one probably. I'm not quite sure if it's gonna work, so we'll see that in a second. Where's my image? There it is. Of course we have to make it way bigger. It's supposed to be the background. Also, we have to not use a principal texture. We need a emission texture, because the light is coming from that image, partially at least. There you go. I can't see anything. Oh, it's the wrong way. 180 degrees. Okay, so I basically only need the bottom part. First of all, I need to make it bigger so I can fill the whole background. Put it further in the back. I also only need a black and white image. Of course, I'm only working with black and white, so converter color ramp. Okay, next up, I need to pull it down. We probably have to make it way bigger. Okay, oh, that looks pretty cool, I think. Can make it more like this, pull it down. No, we have to make it, put it pretty high. That looks pretty good. Okay, so we have the background. The only thing that is missing is the environment. So next up, what we need is, first of all, this has to emit more light. So we go to the strength, let's put it to 1000. Let's see what this looks like. Oh, hello. Okay, that's way too much. How about something more like, how about 100? That's definitely better, but we can't see the light anymore, or the image. So I'm gonna do my good old trick. Put this strength to 1. I use a light path now to separate the lighting from the actual the look. Mix shader, mix these two shaders, put the camera ray into the factor, and then put this in there as well. And there you go. Now we have lighting separated from the actual image. We probably don't need that much. Let's put it back to, actually, we have to first put in something else so I can see if we need more. We need a cube. Make it, pull it up, there you go, scale it up. Okay. Then I need to make it bigger, and I have to pull it out so I fill up the whole space that we can see. Maybe not up to there, that should be good. And there you go. And I need a good old principled shader. What I also want to do is put this to bounce so we can see through. And then I need not the principled BSDF, I need the principled volume. Put the volume into the volume. Put the white to white. We can see it's way too much, so we put the density down maybe to 1. Ooh, that's pretty dark still. How about 0.001? Okay, now we can see what I wanted to achieve. Looks pretty good already, but I think I'm gonna need less. So we probably put this even lower, or maybe not less. What about putting this to 5? That's probably a little bit too much. How about 2.5? That's pretty good. Some nice mist in the air, so we can really. So of course, what I'm gonna add is snow, so we can actually see we see some snow falling. That's one of my things I want to put in. What I want to put in first, though, is a nice bright light somewhere in here. So what I'm gonna do is I use another Let's use a UV sphere. Pull that over here. I'm gonna, oh, where's my UV sphere? There it is. Gonna make a small hole in here. Like this. I'm gonna use a displacement. Displacement. Let's just use one of the old. Okay, that's pretty good. Strength can be higher. Rotate it so I can have a different, like, shape. There you go. Put this to bounce, and then I go in here and say booleany. Select this cube, I mean this sphere. We're gonna cut in there. There you go. Looks kind of weird right now. Oh no. 5 minutes. Come on. We're on a good track, but I'm not done yet. Give me more time. Let's first of all remove this. Then I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Okay. I'm gonna also make this smooth. There you go. Let's bring it out first safe, just so we're not killing my PC. That looks pretty good. So what I'm gonna put in there is, well, just a light. Where's my light? It's down there. Pull it over here. There you go. Put that in there. And make this even brighter. Let's see. 1000. Can we see it? I can't. Radius can be probably a little bit smaller. Nope, we have to make it even brighter. How about 5000? Can't see anything. We need even more. How about 15,000? Dude, wait, am I looking in the wrong direction? I can't see it. Hello? Don't freeze, okay. Okay, well, I guess we probably need even more. How about putting this ×2? I can't see anything, dude. Is it so dark? It's crazy. Even more. Dude, you can't... You're kidding me. I see nothing. Can we see it in the frame? Yeah, we can. Why is it not visible? What about pulling it closer? Now it gets brighter. We have 3 minutes left. That's not good. I guess we put in some more. I guess we put in even more. I'm always doubling it. It doesn't work. Dude, you cannot be serious. There's nothing. Please. Why is it... Is it just hidden in there? I can't see it. I guess it's too far away. Okay. Wait, is it because of the... Oh, hold on. Go away, boy. There you go, okay. It was underneath the Boolean object, so it's basically hidden from it. Or like it was inside, so you couldn't see it. Okay, you probably can make it a little bit... Pull it closer to there. There you go, make it... actually, So that looks more like it's... There's a hole in the ground, like in the... I think I'm gonna remove that light. I think we don't need it. So what I'm gonna do now is save it first, and then I will use a horizontal split, F12 for the timeline. Gonna bring in a particle simulation, put that to 1 so it's everywhere. Source faces to volume. There you go. There you go. There they are. Okay, now what I need is I have to put it back to 1. Wait, why is it not? It's particles are so weird, dude. What I need is I need a small little plane, probably pull it to the side, rotate it by 90 degrees, scale it smaller, very, very small. There you go. Rotate it a little bit so it's like falling. There you go. I then go in here and use it in the render tab, put that to object so I can use this as the particle object. We can see it now. Very, very small. We also have to bring in, wait, is it, we probably have to apply the rotation. There you go. Now it's, I can't see it. What we have to do is to go to render, put the scale to 1 probably. Now we can see it's bigger. One thing we have to change though is the rotation. We go to rotation, orientation. Wait, we can probably just go in here and rotate it like this. We have to rotate to the other side. There you go. That's better. Of course, we have to make it smaller. Very, very small. Oh no, 12 seconds. Very, very small. And then increase the amount to, I don't know, 5,000. Why are they like differently rotated now? I don't get it, dude. Where's my thingy now? There it is. I mean, yeah, time's over. So, guess we're not gonna use snow. I don't really get it. I do not get it. So my original idea was to bring in a snow texture just for the snow. I mean, we probably like the effect looks pretty good, so it's not that necessary. But still, I think the only thing that's kind of weird right now is the plane is getting lit up, so we have to put it inside of the snow. That's better. Okay, perfect. Let's save that real quick. There you go. Okay. So, hold on. Why are they facing the wrong direction? I'm confused. I am confused. They're all facing in different directions. Why? Why would you do this? Rotation. No, I don't need rotation. What about just disabling rotation? Oh, hello. Where's my thingy? Oh, there it is. Oh my god. Now they're still facing in different directions. Why? Yeah, I guess I have to just play around with them some more to really figure that out. So let's not use that. I guess we're not using particles then. So let's save that. Okay. I mean, the frame still looks pretty good, I think. So, it's not a big loss. What if we pull these a little bit closer? Maybe we can make them look a little bit bigger and more visible, because right now they're pretty hidden in the mist. Oh no, because I moved the Boolean object as well. It's gonna be so laggy now. Come on, move it. Yeah, I think that's better. Just a little bit more, so it's a little bit more visible. Really helps. Okay, perfect. Let's save that. Okay. Why is his hand so low? I'm just gonna, you know, today I'm in the mood to just quickly change this. Put this higher. Okay. Okay. Yeah, something like this. He's trying to protect himself from the snow. That was the idea. Okay. Okay, we're done. We're done. I'm gonna go more overtime. That's it. Okay, so I'm not quite sure how long it's gonna take to render this. Let's put it to 50% now for the original for the sketch, basically, for the post-production. There it is. Okay, that's the post-production screen. Save it one more time. Let's hit render and see how long it's gonna take. Yeah, I mean, at least I was able to really capture what I wanted to capture. The only problem now is that we're missing the actual point. Why is it not rendering in the render? Oh, we have to put these subdivisions up to 6. Do we have more subdivision? There it is. This one can probably stay at 1. Save this. And there you go. Oh wait, you can use displacement after. I mean, you can just use adaptive subdivision after displacement. Oh, I didn't know that. Didn't know that. But you could only use displacement. I mean, you could only use either displacement or subdivisions. Didn't know you can use subdivisions after, or adaptive subdivision after displacement. That's pretty cool, or pretty interesting. A new thing I've learned today. Let me drink something really quick until this is done. Okay, perfect. We have a nice feeling of depth because he's very dark in the foreground, and then the rest is more like washed out because of how far it's like in the background. I think also the HDRI makes a good, of course, sky. That's what it's used for, but overall it gives us this nice cloudy feeling, which really helps sell this like very cloudy and what do we call it? Like snowy feel. So let's go in here. Do we even need glare? Let's see. Doesn't really do much. How about putting this to 0.1? Okay, that's just gonna make the whole thing brighter. Does it help? I guess so. Yeah, I think it helps a little bit. He stays quite black. Yeah, if we look from the back, we can. This looks really good. Like going further away from the image can really show you if your image is actually readable. This looks pretty good. Of course, I would have liked to make the snow back there or down there a little bit displaced as well, and also make it actually put it underneath his feet, but whatever. If we make it quick, we can make it perfect. So that's the name of the game. Now we can, after we've done at least the first part of the post-processing, we can put this back to 100 and put the displacement, the sampling, let's put it to 128, save and hit render. Hopefully that doesn't take too long. Then we're gonna go into Photoshop, do the last few steps of post-processing, and then we can go over to sculpting hands in Blender, of course. Who would have guessed? I'm gonna sculpt some hands today, 2 to be exact, and maybe even feet as well. We'll see, depending on how good we get through. I'm actually quite excited to get to the feet, just because I've never really sculpted feet before, so that's gonna be fun and a nice practice for my feet skills. I think I've done like one foot so far, one real foot. The other ones were just like as if they had socks on, so just like a foot shape basically, not really toes. So it'll be interesting to see how it's gonna look in the end. Also, it's gonna be interesting to see how what is it, retopology is going to look like. When it comes to the toes, because they're so close together. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'm not gonna go all the way through, so the toes are basically connected. We'll see. Okay. Yeah, we get a good feeling of depth because of this mist, of course, and then the different layers. This mountain is more like in the mid ground. The dude in the front is more in the foreground, and then in the back you have another mountain and the clouds. And the mist really helps sell that feel of like distance, because the further you look, the more washed out and the more white all the things get. Almost done. 10 seconds. Nope. Almost done. 1 second. And this, denoising and post-production. Okay. Now we can save this. Oh, hold on, I'm just seeing that there's we can see, hold on, oh no, we have to do it again. This isn't really, we have to put this to 6 as well. I guess we have to do it one more time. I guess. Let's do it one more time. Now then it should be done. That's the worst. It's so annoying. Like, it's useful that there's like this option to have a different level of subdivision depending on if you're in the viewport or you're in the in the rendered version, basically. But if you put it super high, you always have to like remember that you have to put it back up in the render setting as well, not only in the viewport, which is kind of annoying. There should be like some sort of option, like some sort of lock pad that you can just click, and then they always stay the same level, and that is just the preset. And if you then want to change it so that the render has less, why would you do that? Or of course you can do it for more. Then you can just unclick that lock pad and go down in the viewport, and then go up in the render. You can already see that it's just way more detail now. The mountains look way better now. So that was definitely one thing I wanted to do. If we don't only have 30 minutes, then at least I want to like get a good render out of it. If we can't change anything like regarding the models, then at least I want to make I want to optimize the render settings, or the end product. Okay, we don't need the timer anymore, so let's get rid of that. Perfect. Of course, it takes a little bit longer, but 35 seconds should be doable. And then we're almost done with number 58. Of course, some post-production, and then we could probably the post-production could even replace snow. We could put it in later, just using a noise effect on just a normal like color, and then displacing it to a different direction, or blurring it in a directional blur, basically applying that to it. And then we could probably even use it for snow, we'll see. So we can put it in post-production. Yeah, post-production is what really like improves the image like tenfold, because it's so effective, especially because you can do it in Photoshop. This way it's like actually like real time, not like in Blender where everything has to calculate. In here it can just like in Photoshop it's just instantly like you can instantly see what the changes are. Quick sketch day 58. Okay, let's go to Photoshop once I've imported it. Oh, hold on. Save it. Okay, Photoshop is right there. Okay, let me change the scene. There you go. Okay, so first thing first, a LUT. So the easiest way, just color lookup. The easiest way to really spice up this image. What I usually use is film stock. This could be too bright for this image. I mean, let's look through all of them. Film stock really bumps up the contrast, which was really good for these types of images. That also looks pretty good, but it isn't really like what I want. That's film stock. Okay, no. That looks pretty good. Yeah. So, of course, I'm not quite sure how I would create really far environments in Blender just yet, because then you would either have to like create a huge plane to span the whole environment up until the horizon, or you just basically pull or bring the objects closer and then scale them down. The problem with that now, that's basically what I did with this image. The problem with that is what you can see in here. You can see now that the mountain looks kind of close now, as if it's like just a small mountain, which is kind of defeating the purpose. So I'm not quite sure how I would really, what would be the best way to create these huge environments in Blender. Might have to look that up just to see if there's like a good technique for it. This one, I think that's the best. Let me just quickly look through them again. This one is pretty good as well. No, this one. Let's use this one. This one has really defined dark tones. We then need probably a contrast. Bump up the contrast even more. Oh, yeah. That's perfect. Okay. We can really see the levels. Like, he's in the foreground with this very dark black colors. Then it goes over to this grayish, and then we get some white in the background. Perfect. Let's see. We probably need, let's see if we need a lighting thingy as well, just to wash out the colors in the back a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. I think that's pretty good. So what I'm mainly looking for, as I said before, is readability. Can you see what the actual image is if you're further away? I think that what it, like how it is like right now, basically is what I was looking for, which is nice. So I can go into some more details. First things first. What I wanted to try is to create some snow. So we'll just put in some just some sort of plain color. Then we use a noise filter like this. We need, yep, it's monochromatic. Perfect. We probably don't need, do we? I guess we do. Make it even stronger like this. Then what we need is we have to make it bigger first. Okay. Next up, we need a filter, which is the directional blur. There you go. There you go. Now we have some nice snow. We can make it even longer. That might probably be too long. Of course, we're trying to make it look like snow, not like rain. Rain would probably be longer. Snow is pretty slow compared to rain, at least. So we make it a little bit like shorter. Let's see, could we use it? So the problem now is I think these stripes are too thin. I'm not quite sure how to fix that. You could probably just make it bigger, I guess. Like scale this image up a little bit more. Let's see if that actually works. The only problem now is that basically there's not every snowflake is running in the same direction, just down to the bottom left. So they would have some turbulence. I think that's the biggest problem, that we can't really put in turbulence. We could probably distort it a little bit, but it's not going to really have the same effect. So if we now go to something like this, we can see, no, I think I would rather just not put it in. We could maybe use the texture I usually use for these images. Let's see, where is it? I'm gonna just quickly pull it up. My fingerprint texture. Fingerprints, there it is. Smudges in black. We have a black and a white version. There you go. We could then just put the mix mode to this one, and we have some sort of texture on top of this image. We can make it bigger, just so we can it's not as apparent. And we can also bump down the, what is it, the opacity, once we're happy with what we got. So I'm just gonna move it around to see what kind of imagery we can get, or some sort of like a shade, like pattern. Let's see, maybe this one, that looks pretty good. Not too apparent, but it's still there. Yeah, okay. So what I'm gonna do now is just gonna make this maybe to 50%, so it's a little bit less, maybe even 75. Oh, okay, that's pretty good, I think. Could we bump up the contrast even more? Let's see. What about putting in another contrast node? I think that's too much. We can't really see anything on the left side now. That's the biggest problem. I mean, we can probably not even see it anyway, so... But I think that's better. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this. Can we do anything else? I don't think so. So it's basically done. Okay. Can we use a lens flare? I don't think that's gonna look good, but we can try at least. We can put this to smart, we can make it a smart object, so we can change the filters that we're gonna put on later if we need to. There it is, lens flare. We can put it somewhere over there. Maybe more like this. We can change between different ones. This one looks pretty good actually. Let's see. Okay. Of course this has... Oh, hello. Hold on. It's a little bit bright. Okay, then of course what we have to do is bring in a saturation adjustment layer, so we make it black and white. There you go. Yeah, I think that helps. I think it helps. So, perfect. That's it. We're gonna save this as a PSD so I can use it later. Quick sketch number 58. And of course, as always, I'm gonna upload this to social media, and then while that's going, while I'm uploading this, I'm gonna play my compilation. Yeah, should take like a few minutes and then I'm done. Projects next week. I'm gonna work on my second compilation, hopefully, if I find the time, but I should. I have a week of vacation, so that should give me plenty time to work on that. Quick sketch day 58. Yep, JPEG. There you go. Let's save this one more time. I'm gonna plug in my phone. There you go. Okay. Let me just quickly import it to my phone. Let me Stop the recording. Just shoutcasting what I do. JPEG, there you go. Into the phone. Okay, perfect. So, ready to upload. Ready to look at it nice. Hold on, let me just quickly open the today's project. Let me switch the scene. Woo! There you go. Open recent, and there it is. That's the current state of the sculpt. We're still working on it, of course. Day 4, I think it's day 4. Yeah, we're gonna work on the hands. Of course, you can see they're pretty rough right now. So we're gonna actually finish them, or at least put them into the same, like to the same level the rest of the body is. But before that, of course, I'm gonna upload my piece. So let me switch the scene. Yeah, enjoy the compilation. I'm gonna upload my stuff, and then we're gonna go back to this and work on this some more. Okay, so see you in a few minutes. Yo, what's up, Swamp SpongeBob? How are you doing? Almost done. I'm just uploading my quick sketch right now, and then I'm gonna be back. Hello. There's my face again. We're back. I uploaded my stuff, so we're done with the first part. Quick sketch is done, so we can focus on the task at hand. I need my graphics tablet, of course. Okay, there you go. Hope your day was great. Mine was pretty chill. Not much happening so far, or not much happened today. But it was chill, so nothing to complain about. So let's go. So I'm gonna, of course, as I said before, work on the hands. We've created the base layout first. So now we're gonna go into the detailing of the hands. Right now they're looking just like sausages, basically. The rest of the body looked like sausages as well, or like more like a stick figure. We already put in some more detail into that, so now we're gonna do the same for the hands. We probably don't need we don't need to see the rest of the body to work on the hands, so we can probably remove everything, maybe except for the lower or the forearms, just so we have some sort of guidance. Okay, perfect. We're just gonna do this probably first. Okay. Oh, did you change your name? Or is that like a new account? No, I think it's you changed your name, right? Okay. Yeah, welcome back. Yeah, as you can see, we're working on my MSI Creator Award submission. That is a competition hosted by MSI, where you can submit 3D, 2D, 3D animation and 2D video editing pieces too. And then for every category, there's going to be a winner. I think you can submit up until the 31st of May. So we're probably gonna get this done beforehand. Of course we have to. So that's why we're working on it right now. My idea is basically the theme for the competition is what is it? Aesthetic meets technology. Basically, the combination of old aesthetic combined with current or new technology. So my idea is basically using a old statue. That's the statue of Aphrodite, I think she's called. A famous sculpture, basically, and which has no arms anymore. So my idea was to grab her as basically the aesthetics aspect. She's of course representing the it's Venus, right? Venus, the goddess of love, or yeah, love, or what is it? Futility? No, not futility. I can't remember the name, but that's gonna be the sculpt. That's gonna be that I'm trying to recreate, and then I'm gonna bring her arms back using technology, basically creating cyberpunk like like mechanical arms to finish basically her pose, complete the sculpt, and maybe even bring in some technical improvements to the sculpt itself. So one part is going to be recreating the sculpt so that it looks actually like a sculpt, and then bringing in technical aspects to improve it basically. So right now we're just working on the base. The body's already pretty good. The first step was basically just to bring in create a base mesh, which was just basically a stick figure, and now we're working on creating actually like human proportions. Once that's done, we will go into probably a little bit more detail, give everything a little bit more detail to make it look, of course, more detailed. And then we're going to probably retopologize it, put in textures, model the arms, because the arms will have some sort of like more like smaller stuff like cables running through them, which we're going to model, and then texturing, lighting, shading, and then that's going to be it. Of course, will probably take a little bit longer, of course, but we have enough time, so yeah. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep it separate, just how I did it for everything else so far, because then we can still change the proportions or like the arrangement of all the limbs if I have to. I think that's better rather than combining the hand. Then we were kind of like we lost our freedom basically. Nobody wants to lose their freedom, so we're not gonna do it either. I have my reference on the side, which you can't see because it's too nude to NSFW basically. So I can't show it to you. Let's go to sculpting. Of course, if we're gonna make a sculpt, of course we have to use the sculpting tab. Otherwise it's not gonna be a sculpt. I mean, you could probably even model this just using just regular like modeling tools, but that would probably be way too complicated, and of course would probably take way longer, especially if you want to really recreate the sculpt. Okay, so we need this, I mean dynamic topology. There you go. Okay. We need 50, looks pretty good. Is it? Oh, we have to probably apply the scale though. Apply the scale. Oh, hold on. What is going on there? Flip the normals. There you go. Okay, perfect. Scope mode. That should fix it. Okay. I mean, the resolution is probably just too small or too little to really put in too much detail in the hands, so we could even go higher immediately for the hands, because of course you can see there's not much happening even like this. So we should probably put this higher. Oh, dynamic topology is disabled, of course. How about now? No, doesn't really help too much. I mean, a little bit, but that's not really, can't really put in any detail whatsoever. Just very, very rough shapes. I don't really know if that's useful for the hand. Okay. That's okay, let's see. So right now I'm just trying to put in the basic shapes as always, and then I can look a little bit more into like, first of all I'm just trying to put in the shapes itself, and then I'm trying to place them in the right position. So I'm just first of all putting in big creases and volumes so I can then see if they're in the right position and have the right amount of volume basically. The volumes need more volume, and of course with this little geometry then you can't really do too much, but we'll see what we can do. I mean, my first, so my idea or my drive, at least the first thought in the beginning, was to learn game design in terms of the creative part, not I don't know, designing missions or something, but actually like the creative part of game design was my original idea. That is still like one of the aspects I want to learn. So how you can make for example, a game ready character. Right now I'm focusing more on the aspect of anatomy rather than stuff like the technical part, how many like how big the geometry can be, or how you can make hair that is video game ready basically, or like real-time ready. I think like I'm always like there's always like one challenge I try to bring into every project that I do, at least every long-term project. So for example, for one of my characters a while ago, I said to myself I want to make real-time hair, which meant that I had to create hair cards and basically go through the same process that you use for video game hair basically. The only problem of course is I don't really have someone that could give me feedback whether or not it's really like video game ready. I could probably like look for someone, but I'm haven't done that yet. So I'm trying to implement some sort of challenge or like learning in every project that I do, and I definitely looked into video game stuff as well. It was just not like the whole focus just yet. Right now I'm more focused on the actual creation of characters overall, like the design, the anatomy, and yeah, basically everything that entails, rather than only like the technical aspect. Because in the end, whether you make video game characters or characters for example like a movie, the process is kind of similar, but then at the end you would have to reduce the processing power that your character requires for, of course, games, because it has to be lower for that, because it has to be real time. For stuff like movies, you can of course have more stuff like more details and more geometry, because you don't have to render it in real time. You can just render it like over a month. This way you don't really have to, you don't have to pay attention too much on that. Okay, so I think I'm going to combine these two. So I think I'm going to combine the fingers overall, because I think that's easier to sculpt. I think it's not really necessary to leave them as individual parts. It was just very useful to do it like this to get the finger position right in the beginning. But now I think to sculpt it, it's easier to just combine them. So what we're going to do, just use a Boolean modifier. There you go. We have to put it to union, so we combine them. Then we use another one. So we combine this as well. Union, apply. That's the big, oh, hold on. Wait, what? What did I... Wait, there's something wrong. Okay, that's the finger. But where's the... So if I apply this now, so what did I do? There it is. So if I now apply this as well. Ah, okay. Where's my individual? There it is. We don't need this anymore. There you go. Okay. So the hand is definitely the part that I'm least comfortable with. I can't really like figure it out. I haven't really figured it out yet, just yet. I can make it pretty good, or like a decent hand, but I'm still not really comfortable. There's like the difference between being comfortable sculpting or like creating something and being able to sculpt something. So for example, for the before I started my likeness sculpting marathon 2 weeks ago, it was kind of like I wasn't really sure if I can make it good, or if the sculpt is going to actually look like that person. But the more I did it throughout the week, the better I got. And it was kind of like, I described it like a lottery. It's kind of you basically, or I basically didn't know if it would turn out how I wanted to look like. So it was kind of like a chance whether or not it would look like it, or how I want it to look like. So it's kind of, the more you practice it, the higher the chance will be that you're actually going to succeed in how you want to make it look. And that's the same for hands. I've practiced hands quite a lot, but they're still kind of like, they're so intricate, and I can't really pinpoint where all the volumes and the bones and all that should be, so that I'm still kind of not quite sure if I'm gonna like create a good hand, or if it's just gonna be like a decent hand or acceptable hand. I'm still struggling with that. Nope. And of course I have like good reference because I can just use my own hands, but still, you can see now the resolution gets kind of low, which creates some problems in the front. So we should either go higher in geometry, or we'll just leave it for now. Yeah, I guess we yeah. I mean, we could probably start going into more detail with the hands, because the hand need more. So we can put this to 100, I guess. Just so every, like, twice the amount of geometry. And there you go. That should help define the shape of the thumb and all the fingers a little bit better. Okay. There you go. Okay, so if you look at your thumb, this is definitely not right now. I think we have to pull this a little bit closer out. Okay, so we have this weird skin that is coming from the thumb and goes into here. Something like this, I think, and then this goes further back. Yeah, I should probably like take some sort of course for hand anatomy or look up a few videos, because it's so weird. I did the same for elbows or for arms in general, just the functionality of arms. That actually really helped, because then like it was some sort of X-ray video where someone was like doing some sort of motions and you were, oh, it was for the shoulders. You were able to see all the movement, just seeing the bones basically, which really helped understand how the bones actually work and how they like not only work individually but also together, which really not only teaches you how the anatomy looks like, but also how it would look like when you move. So okay, or why they are looking like they look like. why they look the way they do. Okay. Oh no. So there's this let's see, this nerve going, I think it goes like from the thumb all the way down here. You can see it right there at the corner. That is for your thumb. No, wait, there's this top nerve right there that is for your thumb to, I guess, pull it back. And then you have a second one right at the side. You can see there's a dip in the middle. I'm not quite sure what that is for. I guess just for like a horizontal rotation or lateral. We have to keep that in mind. I guess we have to pull the hand back a little bit. There you go. Then the thumb looks kind of weird. We have to make it wider. There was like every year there's a month, September, where you have which is called Sculptember, like an event where the account Sculptember, basically I think Twitter account, brings out a list of 30 tags or 30 words, basically giving you a theme for every day. And every day you can then create a sculpt based on that image or that word. What I did last year was I did that challenge for the second time, and what I did last year was I basically created an image with a hand in it. So I took the theme and tried to like basically portray it using either one or multiple hands, and that's what I wanted to, like, that's where I kind of practiced sculpting hands, which actually helped, because it made it like I actually got quicker sculpting, or the process of sculpting hands got quicker for me. I'm not quite sure if I really understood the anatomy a little bit more, because I kind of wanted to make it quick every piece, because of course you have to do it every day, so you can't spend too much time on them. So I made them pretty quickly, but at least I learned like a good process or a good technique on how you can sculpt hands very easily. I think I'm gonna leave this for now. Let's see. I think it has to be... rotate it out a little bit more. Maybe it's even too long. So many problems. Let's see. We have this nice pose tool where we can just rotate, for example, the finger. That's probably a little bit better. Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like this for now. We can still change it later. Okay. Maybe give it some more volume down here. Okay. So I want to see... Okay, let's see. So this volume is definitely too big, but it's definitely there. So we can probably just cut it down a little bit. Oh, smoothing is pretty strong, so we have to tap it. Okay, that's better. There's also this weird bump at the bottom, like I think it's bone, and I can't really pin it down where it should be. I also, like most of the time, I put it too high, which is kind of annoying. Okay, that's probably better. Yeah, I'll leave it for now. I think that's pretty good for now. We're gonna come back to it later. I think I'm gonna do this mid part of the hand first. Put in some more detail in there. I started defining the shape, but that wasn't really effective. Oh, dynamic topology. There you go. Perfect. Good thing about doing it like this, especially if you want to do a so the most important thing about or when you want to create or recreate some sort of object, for example a sculpt, or you want to make a likeness sculpt, one of the most important things is that you have to be able to see your the object you want to recreate in the roughest stages. So of course you're not going to be see every detail, but of course if you have even a rough sketch of someone, you should be able to see them in that sketch. So that's why for every quick sculpt, I mean not quick sculpt, likeness sculpt or recreation, you shouldn't go into more detail before you can see the actual person or object that you want to recreate. So working with big shapes first, and then once you're comfortable and you can see that person or that object in the in your piece or in your sculpt, you can then go into more detail. That's basically the most important part about recreation or likeness sculpting, because otherwise you're not going to be able to change the look of a sculpt with the details. Details are only for surface, you can only change the surface with the details. You can't change the silhouette, and you can basically the silhouette is basically what defines a character or a person. You can probably kind of recognize known people, maybe your father or your mother or anybody else that you that is famous, by just looking at their silhouette from different directions. So the only thing that is of course changing that silhouette is the big shapes, because other details are only stuff it's only stuff pores or I don't know, pimples, but that stuff isn't really changing the silhouette itself. It's only giving it more detail and making it look like it's more detailed and more realistic if you're going for that. So as I do it right now, I basically do the same. I create the pose and the sculpt first with just very primitive objects, so I can see if the pose is right, the proportions and the anatomy looks right, and then I can go into more detail. If I wouldn't have done that beforehand, I would have just gone in there and maybe even started with a sphere and then sculpted it all from there. That would have probably been a bad, like a bad procedure or a bad workflow, because then it would be a little bit harder to change individual stuff. Like you want to, I don't know, lengthen your torso, or you like make your change the pose or make the legs longer. It's definitely way easier to do that if you still have your if you're still in a rough state. Let's see, let's combine these finger parts. Okay, we can delete the smaller thingies. Now we have a full finger. Yeah, let's go in here, go to sculpting, dynamic topology. There you go. Oh, we probably have to enable, apply the scale as well, otherwise it's going to be all distorted. Okay, let's see. The resolution is still pretty low for the fingers, but at least we can combine these individual pieces. And maybe even define, maybe define the shape a little bit more, not too much, but at least it's a step forward. Okay. Finger is probably a little bit too thin, looks more like only the bones. So now if we only have the bones, we can put in some more muscle and flesh to give it some more thickness. Okay, we have the first ankle right there. Smooth it out. Put this lower, there you go. Okay. So, depending on how far we get this week, I'm gonna decide whether or not we're gonna create, or we're gonna work on this all the whole week next week as well, or if we're gonna do something else on Monday or maybe even Tuesday. Yeah, it all depends on how far we get with with this week. Of course, it's still a long time until we have to submit it, but still, why would I waste time and then have to rush it in the end? I want to make this the best I can make with my current skills. This is supposed to be some sort of a kind of a skill check to see what I can create, or the maximum that I can create right now. That's how I treat it, so I don't want to waste time just doing something else. Okay, the division is still pretty strong, but I think that's just because of the topology itself, not really anything else. Let's see. Okay, I need my 3D reference. There you go. Okay, so I'm always like kind of hesitating whether or not the middle of the finger bone is wider or the ankle, but it looks like it's the ankle. So let's do that. Of course, for female characters, it's usually more smooth, so we can't really see the difference between the ankle and the mid part too much. But it doesn't hurt to put it in. Good thing is if we accentuate it too much in the beginning, you can still like smooth it out, so it looks better. So that's the first finger. I can't really get rid of this border thingy. I guess we just have to put in some more geometry or some more density or resolution, whatever you want to call it. We're gonna do that later though. We're just gonna keep it like this for now. Let's save real quick. We need to combine the next finger. The only bad thing is that we have to do the hand twice because it's a asymmetrical sculpt. So we cannot just combine, or we cannot like do both sides at the same time. But it shouldn't take super long, so it's not a big deal. Union. Need to unionize the finger bones. There it is. We need a finger bone union. There it is, perfect. Now we can work on this. Good thing is they already look pretty good in terms of the shape, so I don't have to change too much for now. Oh, we probably have to apply the scale. Also, dynamic topology, there you go. Okay, perfect. So this transition is easier kind of to hide. So I guess it's just the dynamic topology that's kind of acting up, not really changing the geometry actually, and still keeping this weird transition. This one's better. Which is good, of course. Okay, looking pretty good. We need some more here. Hide that transition. Perfect. There's a new I have a new or I've discovered a new snack meta for myself at least. So when I'm like when I'm craving a snack, I don't know, on the weekend for example, I don't want to like eat chips or anything, because they, for me at least, they just like, they satiate you in the moment, but then afterwards you just feel like you've never eaten anything and you're just craving more. So I have a new meta. I just thought about it like a week or so ago, and then I tried it last week and it was actually pretty good. So what I did was I was looking for some good snacks that we might have. I was looking through our stash and then I found some like sliced pineapple pieces in a can, like canned pineapple pieces. So what I did, I would just open it and snack those, and it was actually pretty good. So last weekend I bought some peach, or like peach canned peaches, basically, like sliced up, and snacked those, and they were also pretty good. So I think the new meta for me at least is instead of like eating chips or like whatever, just eating canned fruits. They're sweet and they also don't have like nearly as much sugar in them compared to stuff like chocolate or even like drinks. I combined it. I mean, I looked through the ingredients or the nutrition list, and I think like gummy bears had something like 70 grams of sugar in 100 per 100 grams. What was it? Yogurt or like pudding had something like 13 or 14. Then I looked at the canned fruits, and they actually had 14 as well. So they're actually pretty low on sugar. So they're not as, like, I guess, unhealthy as chocolate or like other snacks. And I think they're even like tastier than just like chocolate. I'm not really a fan of chocolate, the taste itself. So I don't really eat chocolate too much. But just some nice peaches while you're, I don't know, watching a movie or something. Sounds pretty good to me. So that's my new meta. Basically just canned fruits. And there are like different types even. You can like grab peaches. What else is there? Like pineapples. I don't even know what else there is. Let's see. What else can we get? Canned fruits. Let's see. Of course, there's a whole like fruit cocktail. Oh, strawberries. What else? Let's see. Coconut? Okay. Of course, you can also get stuff like vegetables, like corn or peas, which shouldn't be too bad. What else do we have here? Strawberries, peaches. I think peaches are still the best. Maybe with, oh, of course, oranges. Oranges might be the best. We have some oranges, so we're probably gonna snack some oranges this weekend. Oh, of course, berries as well. So yeah, if you're ever craving some snacks that actually fulfill you and are sweet as well, maybe you should try some canned fruits. Definitely my favorite so far, or right now. And I think it's gonna be that for a long time, because I haven't really found a downside to them yet. Good thing is, even then, if you finished if you finished the can, you still have the juice in it. So even after you've done eating the pieces, you still can you still have some juice that you can drink. Which is then the perfect ending to the snack. And it's even like quite a lot. I think it's like 400 grams or something. Of course, with the juice combined, but still. I think that's quite a nice snack. And I think it doesn't even cost that much. I looked through like a shopping, through a grocery shopping website. It was something like a 1.5 euros, I think. Of course, that is compared to, like, I don't know, chips, which, I don't know, cost like €1. It's a little bit more, but of course, I think it's tastier and it's definitely healthier. So, and more fulfilling in my opinion. So, I would definitely 100% prefer to get canned fruit as snacks rather than chips or any other snacks. And you can even put them like in a, maybe not in a freezer, but oh, hold on, let's apply the sculpting. I mean the scale. There you go. So you can even like put it in your hold on, is it okay? You can put it in your fridge and then make it like cool it down so it's even like a cool snack. No, I don't know. I really enjoy the new snack meta. Yeah, it's just they're like even like different flavors, and it's not like just some sort of sugary artificial flavor, but it's actually like the fruit that it's coming from. I'm kind of interested to see if our store has canned strawberries as well, or if they are seasonal. I don't think canned fruits are seasonal, but I might be wrong. But I don't think so. So you can even enjoy strawberries in the winter. Or oranges or whatever. Oranges I think even are more of a winter fruit. Or yeah, there are so many fruits. Maybe not bananas. I don't think bananas you can really find in cans. But everything else you can basically find in there. Yeah, so that's my new my new snack meta. Maybe you might try it as well. I can only wholeheartedly suggest you try it. It's really, really good. Might be a little bit more expensive, but I mean, if you don't mind that, then it's definitely, I think, a more healthy and more satisfying eating experience. Okay, fingers are almost done on this side. We should probably put in these nerves in here as well. The bump, basically, the connection between the fingers and the hand. Okay. We're probably going to leave them in this state for now, and then we're going to go back to them later. Now let's combine the last few. Last finger. Boolean. There you go. Oh, we have to apply the last one as well. There you go. Okay, perfect. Last one. And then we're going to go to the other side. Once that's done, we will probably do the toes. Oh, we have to apply the scale. Let's go back to sculpting. Enable dynamic topology as always. Okay. Perfect. We can actually blend the transition. Okay, the finger already looks pretty good. I think we have to round out the end a little bit. Looks kind of rough. Now it's better, definitely. We should probably change the shape a little bit. Making it a little bit more bony. We can then of course smooth it later, as I said before. But now we're just looking for the basic shape. There you go. Okay, perfect. That's the first hand. The thumb kind of looks weird, I think. Does it? It might be a little bit too long, actually. I think the thumb goes like close to where the other fingers start. So this might be a little bit too long, actually. So we have to bring it down or back. Oh, wrong finger, of course. Okay, we could probably pull it back a little bit as well. There you go. That's probably better. Better. Also, so this is also like one of the parts that I'm not really understanding just yet. So the position is kind of weird. It has like this rotation, this, I don't know, this 30-degree rotation, the thumb itself, which just makes it hard to really put in. I don't know why. Like every other finger is just straight, and then you have this one, and then if you relax it, you can see it rotates like in, which makes it kind of harder to actually sculpt in. I don't know. I'm trying my best, okay? Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it like this for now, and then we can adjust it later. Actually, let's see. Which one is it? Like this. I think we have to pull back the thumb. So this back, and then all of this as well. Okay, that's better. Just trying to reference my hand. Okay, so we have this anchor right there, or this part, and then we have one more down here, which is so weird. It's more in the front, so right there. Okay. I guess we'll leave it like this for now. This finger looks kind of distorted. The left one, does it? I guess it could work. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe I should rotate it in. Let's see. So if I put this, bring this lower, so it's actually like tapping rather than like laying on the surface, that might be better. So more like this, and then of course it's now inside of the body, so we have to pull it up. Hold on, I think I'm gonna use the full finger. Pull it up. More like this. Let me see, where's the body? Which one is it? Nope. Nope. That's the arm. Oh, there it is. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Perfect. Okay. Oh, this finger is inside of the body. We should change that. Pretty simple. We can just rotate it out. That's why I made it like this. So we can just use every single bone, I mean every single limb, and change them individually without having to go through great lengths to do it. Perfect. The other ones looks pretty good. Oh, there's one more. That's inside. Okay. A little bit of intersection isn't bad, then you can basically suggest that it's like getting pressed. So of course, if you like pressing your thumb, it's going to be a little bit thinner. So that's what you can kind of suggest by intersecting them a little bit. Okay. So this side looks pretty good. So let's go to the other. Maybe the fingers are a little bit too long, are they? The fingers are roughly as long as the back or the main bulk of the hand. Or maybe even shorter, at least for me. So the fingers are too long. Let's see. Kind of gauging it with my hand on the display. They could be a little bit too long. I mean, we could probably just make them a little bit shorter just to accentuate the length. Or make sure that they're not too long. Just shrinking them down a little bit. There you go. Do that with every one of them. Okay, one more. Oh, not vertex paint. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so let's go to the other hand, which will probably be a little bit more complicated because the pose is a little bit more, of course, complicated. You can see it right there. She's holding the towel basically with the fabric that she's wearing over her legs. Let's start with the main part. Apply the scale. Oh, you have to invert or flip the normals again. There you go. Sculpting, and there you go. Dynamic topology. Okay, perfect. Okay. So let's go in here, make this a little bit deeper. The connection from the finger to the back of the hand, or the, like, I don't, what is it called? Like, okay, hold on. Yeah, never mind. I don't want to look it up right now, so I'm just gonna not think about it. So if you're if you're grabbing something, you can see this I don't know what it is, fat or like muscle. Not only like you can see, it's not only like changing the shape of the fingers, but you can see that this is also getting pushed together right there, which we haven't done yet. So let's put that in. We need more volume right there. That's also one thing I learned while I was doing the Sculptember 2020. Was very valuable knowledge. Makes it look way better immediately. Because we're actually like not only, what is it? We're not only giving it actual like volume, but we're actually like making it deform naturally. Which is very important if you want to make it, of course, look natural. Okay. That's definitely way better already. Way better. We need some more down here. Put in this weird dip. Okay, this crease. There you go. Continue making these creases right there between the fingers. The finger creases. Okay. Need more volume. Give me more. Wait, did I? Oh no. Okay, perfect. Okay, that's already starting to look better than before. From stickman to actual human hand. Might be a little bit too round still. We could fix that by just going in here, pushing it down. There you go. Perfect. Okay. Okay, I think the first part looks pretty good. Of course, this is pretty rough, but we can care about that later when we have some more detail. Let's go to the fingers. We're gonna do the thumb first. That's probably the easiest one. Looks kind of weird right now, does it? I think it's too rotated. That's not really how a thumb would rotate. So let's fix that real quick. Okay, maybe not this far. Or like this, okay. Trying to reference my hand again. Looks pretty... Hold on, I think I have to change the pose a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so first of all, this has to be a little bit closer to the hand itself, like this. Then we go in here, rotate this. Okay, that's better. Okay, next up. Yeah, we have to change this a little bit. I was kind of misjudging, I guess, the pose. Okay, that's better, definitely. Let's do that for the other fingers as well. Okay, that's kind of weird displacement for the last bone. Let's fix that. Okay, that's better. Better. Okay. Okay, that's definitely looking more natural. Or it looks kind of weird. I think that is because I was kind of confused on how the fingers actually would, like how the pose would be. Definitely more like this. Hold on, where's my finger? Right there, okay. Yeah, that's way better. Okay, perfect. We probably have to adjust the whole hand now because it's the pose changed and I was kind of close to the body, so they might intersect the fingers. We'll have to see. Okay, one last rotation. There you go. Okay, oh, that's kind of weird. Hold on, let me fix this. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. Perfect. Okay. We changed the pose and now we can go into detailing. Oh, before we do that though, of course, I want to see if they're intersecting with the body. The fingers. Yeah, one of them is. I guess we can fix that real quick. Like this, and then we just put the rotation point right there. Rotate it out. Perfect. Okay. Let's hide the body and let's finish the hand. So the thumb first. Back to combining. Union. We need one more Boolean, of course. There you go. Union. Apply and apply. Delete the individual objects, and we have one finger. Oh, we have to apply the scale so we don't have this weird cursor and this distortion. Now it should work. Bring in dynamic topology. There you go. Perfect. Yeah, I think the fingers on this side are also a little bit long, especially the thumb. You can see it's way too long. If you combine, I mean, if you compare my thumb to her thumb right now, it's way too long. We have to probably pull everything back. Everything. We can probably just go back and move it using the object mode tools, and then we can go back to sculpting. I think my biggest weakness for the hand is the thumb. Thumb is just so weird. Never really know where I should position it or how it's really looking, what the rotation is for every pose. Still like a mystery to me. A mystery yet to uncover. To be uncovered. Okay. Yeah, I think the thumb is pretty okay like this. Hold on. I say okay because that's like the best I could say for this. I think we still have some work to do. But of course, we're just gonna do the general the general shape right now, so we're not really focusing on details. Okay, perfect. Save, and let's get to the next finger. This one. So, if I want to make it shorter, one thing I should probably do is, let's see. Could I sculpt it shorter? Could be pretty hard. But I think that's the best I can do. Let me drink something real quick. Always remember to stay hydrated. Okay. I'm not quite sure if I want to make it shorter. Yeah, I think it should be a little bit maybe. So I think the best way to do it is just using proportional editing actually. So we just select a few and then push it back, not too far, and then we can still realign them if we have to. There you go. Do the same for this one. There you go. One more. Perfect. Okay, let's combine them again. There you go. Do the same for this one. Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think I think that's better. They just look way too long like this. So definitely looks better now. Let's do that for the other ones as well. There you go. Let's realign them. Okay, next finger. This one's actually kind of misaligned. Oh, just when I say misaligned, I'm kind of reminded of something. I don't know why, but I get these weird Invisalign ads. They just pop up in my I think it was like Pinterest feed. These animations of or videos of Invisalign ads, basically. I think you can order them online, I guess. And I wasn't really sure if Invisalign is actually what I thought it was. Basically this see-through sort of plastic that you can put in your teeth that then is supposed to realign your teeth, I guess. And I'm not quite sure that it's supposed to do that. First of all, I don't think that it works. Second of all, I kind of have first-hand experience with Invisalign, because I have it myself. I basically have the same stuff for myself. So what I use it for, why I have it, is that in my sleep, I basically grind my teeth together when I sleep. So it's basically for me like a teeth guard, so I can put that in at night. This way I don't grind down my teeth to nothingness, which is actually pretty important for me, because over the last, I don't know, years before I had them, or that had the Invisalign, my teeth actually became shorter, at least the front teeth. They have like a little bit, like even the one of the teeth is shorter than the other, and putting that thing in, like the Invisalign, definitely helped reduce or maybe even mitigate or like completely stop that process. So I'm not quite sure if that's actually why you would, or why that thing exists, because yeah, I'm not quite sure, because it's not really like what I use it for. And like you have like braces that you can put on, which are supposed to realign your teeth. And if you look at braces, they're actually like super solid, like they're really like with these rubber bands, and they're like basically what would you call it? They're built into your teeth. You cannot put them, like, you kind of like, I mean, most of them you can't really take out, at least like the ones that you have to keep in, like the one that they glue to your teeth if it's like super crazy. So if they have to glue them to your teeth and then even stretch or like put in super strong rubber bands to pull your teeth together, how would the same effect be, or maybe not the same, but maybe a lessened effect, be achieved by using this weird plastic that only just loosely fits on your teeth? I don't know. And like, they don't advertise it just like, oh, you don't grind down your teeth in the night. They actually like show you some sort of like infomercial, like animation, showing you, oh, if you use this Invisalign, you can realign your teeth. And that's also how I was able to what I just recently realized. I don't even know if it was today or the day, like yesterday. But Invisalign is called Invisalign because it's supposed to be invisible, and it's supposed to realign your teeth. So that's why it's called Invisalign. So now I have this like bridge, so I know why it's called like that, and I will never forget the name because it's so recognizable for me now, because I actually understand why it's called like that, or what the name, or why it's called Invisalign. So just a quick story. Yeah, I never really knew. I wasn't really sure if that was Invisalign or something else. I knew that it was for your teeth, but I wasn't really sure if there was some sort of like other type of braces. But yeah, that's the story of how I now always know what Invisalign is. How I yeah, my discovery of the name Invisalign and where it stems from. Yeah, I don't know. So weird. Like, I don't believe that you can like use some sort of plastic that you can just stick on your teeth that then can realign your teeth. I don't think that is really effective. Just using this soft plastic. Yeah. The best thing is, one of my friends also has this Invisalign, just like me, and he has it for the same reason, because he's grinding down his teeth in his sleep. But he said it for him is even crazier, because he had to, I think, like his ones is really like chewed down, like he's really chewing in his sleep basically. I'm just like, I don't know, like munching on them, I guess. So mine are pretty, like, just look like they look from the beginning, I guess. His ones, he said, are actually like super damaged already. So he must be like chewing on them like all night long, which is, I think, kind of funny. I never heard of Invisalign before. Like before I got them, never really saw it before. Only like when as I got them myself, I actually realized that there's some sort of solution for not grinding down your teeth in your sleep. Which kind of makes sense, of course. You just put something in between your teeth so you can't damage them. But still, I don't know. Okay, that first finger looks pretty good. Let's do the next one in a second. So I was kind of thinking whether I should do retopology or just use the retopology modifier. But I think I'm gonna retopologize the model manually, just because it gives me more practice in that area. So I'm not gonna just use a modifier. I'm just gonna do it myself. This way I can not only show my process, but I can also get some more like practice in. I'm quite comfortable in retopologizing a full body or character, but it's always nice to do it. I don't do that many characters that I have to retopologize, so every time I have the chance to do it, I think I should take it. Okay, next finger shouldn't take too long. We then can go over to dynamic topology. What can we do next? We can do the feet, of course, the toes. We can give her some toes. Right now she only has like a sock on, what I usually did for feet. Now we can actually put in actual individual toes. Oh, we have to, wait, what? Oh, we have to apply the scale. There you go. Bring back dynamic topology, of course. There you go. Okay, I saw the what is it, like some sort of I think the what is it, MSI Creator Award, I think winner ceremony of 2020, at least the beginning. So I guess they're gonna do the same for this year as well. I'm gonna be interesting to see what the end results will be. See what others have created, what kind of ideas they had. Okay. I think that's a good finger for now. We can touch it up a little bit more later, but that's a good beginning. Let's go to the next one. It's actually, I think it's longer than I wanted it to be. Okay, perfect. Next one. Boolean. It's kind of weird. I thought about that like a while ago, or maybe like just a week ago or so. Whenever I like do some sort of racing, mostly like go-karts or stuff like that, I'm pretty good. I'm a pretty good driver. We did a tournament basically, a while ago, I think like 1 or 2 years ago, me and like a friend or two friends, and then relatives of him, or one of the two friends. So we were like 10 people or so, and we did basically a race. We first started just like driving for 10 minutes so we can feel the track and see how far we can go and how far we can push it. Oh, no music. What is going on? Okay, just as I ask, there's the next one. And I was always kind of like, so that tournament, basically, I won. I started, I think, in first, and I finished in first. And yeah, so of course, whenever we did like some sort of driving, I wasn't always like just the one that was always like way further ahead. There was always like someone that at least kept up with me, or I wasn't always like the one that was winning, but I was always like in the front, like top 3 at least. So I always enjoy like racing, but I kind of like don't really get I don't really play too many like racing games. I don't know, like my main second hobby next to like art is video games, and I never really play like realistic video games, or no, not realistic, I mean racing games, really, like Gran Turismo or like more realistic ones. I've played Forza Horizon. Of course that's not really like realistic, but at least it's a racing game. But I don't know, I don't really have the drive really to play. I mean, well, no, I like playing them, but I don't like playing them together, and most of the time nobody wants to play them with me. So I don't want to play them alone either, so I usually just don't play them. I think the racing game basically I played the most is probably GTA 5 online mode. That's probably the one I've played the most, but that isn't really like probably a good game to really push your skills necessarily, or like at least not if you're playing like these stunt tracks. You should probably rather, or especially you not really in online, because everybody's just trying to ram and push you off the map with whenever they have the chance to. So you can't really focus on like doing good driving and really like mastering the track. You always have to pay attention to others, and we have basically to when you try to go into a corner, I mean a turn, you always have to look back, because someone could be coming from the back and just Mach 10 trying to ram you off the track, because that's what happens in GTA Online. And yeah, so I was never really like able to really try to, or able to practice, or at least like play good racing games. I thought about like joining, or like just visiting one of the racing servers from GTA, because I think GTA has good racing mechanics, or like the racing feels good, but there's always this aspect of ramming which kind of destroys the competitiveness, because you could just in the beginning just get like destroyed by someone, and then you're in the back and you have to catch up again, so you have to kind of get lucky, which is kind of annoying. So I thought about like joining a racing server, but I haven't really done that yet. I've always found like other games that I want to play, so I never really had the biggest drive to do that. But it's always been something that that is like fun to me, like racing overall, whether that is in real life or in games. There was never really someone that wanted to race either. I mean, if we of course like go to a go-kart track and race, then of course, but not really like playing a racing game every day. I wouldn't probably do that either, like every day, but at least sometimes. Okay. I don't know why, but the racing is just like, so racing is basically, so I've played Diablo 3 a while back, probably like a few months ago, probably last year I think, somewhere in December or in November. And so Diablo is a very min-maxy game. But the type of min-maxing that Diablo has, with just min-maxing stats basically, isn't really my type of min-maxing. I don't really like... So what I like is games that work in real time. So what I mean is, for example, you have two different categories of games. You have round-based or like stat-based games, like Dragon Quest or other RPGs that like the fights are based on rounds, where you basically can infinitely, like, you have an infinite amount of time, Pokemon as well, to decide what kind of attack you want to do. And then there's the more like what is it, action games, basically like real-time games, where you have to make decisions on the fly, or like while everything's like still happening. You don't just have infinite amount of time to think about what you want to do. So stuff like Dark Souls or Diablo, I mean not Diablo, Monster Hunter. And those games always appealed more to me, just because you don't have to min-max your stats, which is just so boring to me. Because you basically just play to increase a stat, which then basically increases your skill with that character to be able to handle bigger bosses. I prefer more to, throughout the story or throughout the game, that you're not really improving the stats necessarily, but you're improving your skill. So, for example, Monster Hunter, what I more enjoy with Monster Hunter is that I look good. I like Monster Hunter because it has like awesome armor design and weapon design. And the combination of that with real-time fighting makes it just so much better, in my opinion, compared to Dragon Quest, for example. So yeah, I don't really like the whole round-based thing. I played Dragon Quest like a whole lot, but that was, I think, more because Dragon Quest 7, I think it was on the Nintendo DS, and one of my friends started playing it, or the friend of one of my friends, like a acquaintance, I think. So I kind of, at some point, like, he told everyone, oh, this game is so awesome, we should all play it, because it had multiplayer. It has like local multiplayer, or like wireless local multiplayer. So you could just, the Dragon Quest was basically an open world RPG, where you had a whole map, and throughout the story, which was also like super long, like 30 or 50 hours long, because you had to level up a little bit. It was like super long, and throughout the story you were like basically discovering the whole map, which also was pretty huge. And once you're in multiplayer, what you can basically do is you can invite others to the same world you are in, which means that you can not only do the story together, but you can also do other fights together. And that mechanic, or that multiplayer mechanic, basically gave so much more depth to the whole game, because then you of course can not only do it alone, but you can do it together as well. And the biggest depth, and I think one of the things that gave this game like so much more longevity, was the mechanic of treasure maps. Treasure maps were basically that you can find treasure maps. I don't really remember where you get the first one. I think there was just some sort of quest where when you finish it, you get the first one. And treasure maps are there for you to discover, of course. They tell you, okay, of course you have the big map of the whole world, and then you look at the treasure map and you can see some sort of small continent, for example, or some sort of small island. There's going to be an X, and once you reach that spot, you have to be pretty precise. Once you find that, there's this pop-up O, you can press A, and then you discover like some sort of underground dungeon, basically. You can then go in there, and it has multiple levels. So you can go from level 1 is of course the first one, and you can go all the way from level 1 to, I think it was like up to 100. But of course, that's where the depth comes in. The maps have multiple, have levels to them. What I mean is, hold on, let me bring back the hand. Nope, that's not the hand. There it is. So the depth is basically, you start with a level 1 map, and the more maps you do, so if you go into one of those dungeons, you have multiple levels or stories, basically, that you go deeper and deeper and deeper with, of course, monsters. And the deeper you go, the stronger the monster get. And every map has a certain cap. So the first one, I guess, has some sort of like level, I don't know, 5 cap. So you can only reach level 5. You get to the next level by just running around in that cave and looking for the next stairway down, basically. Once you've reached the last level of that map, you're greeted with a boss, which you then can defeat, which is of course the strength of that boss is determined by how deep he is in that cave. So what basically happens is you go down in your first cave, you go all the way down to the boss, you kill the boss, and you get another map. Ooh, exciting. And that map may be level 3. So now you have a level 3 map, and that map goes, that dungeon goes all the way down to level 10, for example. And then you kill that level 10 boss, which is a little bit stronger, of course, and there are going to be stronger mobs with throughout the levels, because you go deeper and deeper and deeper. And then you kill the next boss at level 10, and you get your next your next map. And that one could be level, I don't know, 30, and then you have like 10, not 10, like 20 or 30 even stories that you have to go down. And the lower you get, the more you're rewarding not only the mobs or the monsters get, but also the gear you can get. And the best gear you can get in the whole game is by grinding out these maps, and then getting to, I think it was like level 50. No, I don't know if it was like 90 something, or it was more something more like 30. I'm not quite sure what the range was, but in the end you had like running like gems that gave you like a ton of experience, a ton of gold, and all sorts of stuff, which, oh yeah, of course. And then you can also find treasures, which are either mimics, so they attack you once you open them, or if you open them, you can get the best gear that you can basically get in the game. So basically, that was what gave the whole game depth, and that's also what you were able to do in multiplayer. So you can not only play them together, but you can also you can... Hold on, I have to do something real quick. There you go. Perfect. You have to... Wait, what do I want to say? I forgot. Oh, of course. You can not only play them together, but you can also share them. So what you can do is you can, for example, the first map I got was a level 30 map, just because some of my other friends already were pretty far into them. So they gave me that level 30 map, and I started right from level 30, and then I went in with them, and we like grinded out these maps basically to get higher and higher levels until we've at some point reached 95 or so, which we then just grind over and over and over and over and over again to get the best gear. But of course, the best gear is not only dropped by any chests. No. You can also get even more unique maps. I can't really remember how you get them. I think there are like unique quests that you have to do to get these maps. But what you basically do is oh, hold on, this finger looks kind of weird. I think I have to rotate it a little bit. So what you basically do... Oh, hold on, where's my... Oh, hello? I cannot change my cursor. Why not? Hold on, what's going on here? Wait, hold on, what's going on? Let me change the cursor. Let me save first. Maybe we should go back to layout. Oh, there it is. It was just hidden, I guess. So there are these special maps that you could get, which then enable you to farm a certain legacy boss, which basically was a boss from older Dragon Quest games. Hold on, that looks kind of weird. I think we have to still rotate it. Let's see. Yeah, that's better. You can farm those bosses, and those bosses give you these weird like globes or like gems or whatever you want to call them. And those gems or globes are used to enhance that the best gear you can get out of these dungeons or maps, to then create the absolute best gear that there is. You need, I think, a little bit more than that, but that's basically the main ingredient you're farming for. So you not only have to grind through all the levels to level 90 something to get the best gear, but you also then have to grind even more of those bosses to get the best to get the these, what is it, these spheres, like these different spheres. There were multiple ones. Every boss gave you a different sphere, so you can improve every single piece of armor individually. And then once you've done that, you had the best gear, that I think the best gear in the game, which of course took a long time to get. I don't even think I got all of them, because I didn't really get all of the spheres, all of the bosses. I think there were like 5 bosses or maybe even more, and to get all the maps you had to do special quests, and I think you can only get these special quests by connecting to the internet and downloading more. That they were basically DLC. I think that game was still, to this day, the best RPG I've ever played. That was just, the structure was just, the depth was so insane. Like, so there was another thing that you were able to do, or that you could do, is you could perfect, like, once you can, so when you fight, there are different stats, of course. You have your defense, I think stamina, whatever, and there's also the stat of your weapon proficiency. I think you can get up to level 70. So you have like boomerangs you can use, you have whips, you have swords, you have shields, and all sorts of weapons, hammers, and I'm sorry. Once you've reached level 70, there's this library where you can go to, and there's, for every weapon proficiency, or for every weapon, there's a specialist or a master, and that master has a special quest for that weapon. So once you go to them, they give you a special quest, which involves different tasks, whether that is a destroy, like kill mobs, like enemies with specific attacks, for example, kill so and so many mobs with that specific attack. And those tasks weren't easy. Like, for example, I think for the spear you had to kill, I don't know if it was like a specific mob, but you definitely had to kill mobs with a specific attack which does like no damage. So what you have to do is yeah, basically you have to lower their health first, and then you can go ahead and go ahead and kill them with that super weak attack. There was, for example, one of them. The worst one was probably for the boomerang, which took me hours and hours and hours, which was basically just to go into that specific cave somewhere in the outskirts of nowhere, basically, and you had to hold on. Where's my foot? The other one. My foot isn't... Did I delete the foot? Oh, there it is. So you had to go into that cave and kill a certain robot that was running around there. So you were just roaming through that cave, and the way like enemies spawn in Dragon Quest is basically you have that specific set of, like, you have a map that is similar to Diablo. It's not really like an open map. You have more like hallways where you can go through, and every time you run around somewhere, the mobs always spawn right out of your vision, basically. And you just run around, and at some point you see that robot. And I think you had to like kill that robot with a certain attack, and then once you do that, you get a certain item. Random chance though. So there's a random chance you get that object that you need to finish that quest, and yeah, it took me so long to finish that quest. So once you finish the weapon quest, hold on, wait, okay, you can then go back to that dude, and he gives you, I don't know if he gives you a new weapon, I can't really remember, but what he gives you is a new skill, basically the ultimate ability that you can learn for that weapon, which is for some really, really good. For some it's more like a vanity like attack. It's more like flashy rather than really effective, but for some of them, like, it was super strong. So not only could you farm for the best gear through multiple levels of multiple caves, you were able to also perfect your weapon proficiency, and you can even get more skills by doing that quest, and basically first of all like doing killing hundreds and hundreds of mobs to even get to the point of maximum like weapon proficiency, so you can start that that quest. And yeah, that was just such a deep game with so many deep systems that were just like, I spent so much time playing that game. And the best part about it was that you can play it like not online. I don't even know if you can play it online, but you can play it wirelessly locally. So you can, if one person has like the game and another one, they can just connect together and play them together in one of the worlds. So it was just so crazy. It was like basically a local MMORPG. And yeah, so I think the thing we did most was play hide and seek, because you were able to not only like, it was more like a top-down view for all the cities and overall the game. It was more like a top-down view, but what you can do is they had like objects standing in the way, so crates or like doors or whatever, where you can basically not see behind. So what you would have to do is you would have to go behind it, and what the best thing about it was that you can interact with someone. So if someone's standing in front of you, you were able to interact with them by pressing A. It would give you like a highlight. Oh, you can press A right where you're standing, and you can interact with that person, even if you can't see them. So if someone's hiding behind a crate, you as the seeker could go behind that crate, and then you can see that highlight. Oh, there's someone behind that crate. Do you want to interact with them? And the goal was basically to, for the, the seeker to interact with everyone. So once someone, you don't really get a like a highlight or something once someone interacts with you, but that person basically stands still at that point. So what we basically played was we went into one of the cities, which there were a lot of, and someone like became the seeker and basically just ran through. Everyone started hiding first, and then he tried to find all of them. And of course, we not only like stood still in our hiding spots, we also like ran around, and once the seeker was close, we ran somewhere else, or yeah, just tried to run away from him to make it harder. And yeah, it was just so much fun, because I think those are the best games, which not only have a specific purpose or the way to play them, but you can also make like your own version or your own games in them. Basically like sandbox games. The sad thing is, I think there was never like a Dragon Quest game that really was like that again. I of course haven't played other good, I mean I have played other Dragon Quest games, but the other ones were more more story driven, or like rather like in terms of story driven, in terms of they had story characters. For that game, for Dragon Quest VII, you were able to customize your own character, so you could just make him look like however you want them to look, which of course makes it easier to excuse the fact that you can go into other people's worlds and you wouldn't have like two of the same story characters in one world. This way it's just easier to do that, which isn't really the case for the other Dragon Quest games. And yeah, it was just, the game was too good and nobody really recognized it for its awesomeness. Maybe it's just what is it, now looking back it like feels awesome, but maybe if I go back to it wouldn't be that awesome. But I think like even just the systems, like sometimes you look back and you think like, oh, that game was so awesome, but then when you play it, like the graphics suck, or the controls are bad. But if you think about systems, just theoretically even, the systems in that game were good. So yeah, I don't know. I've never really seen a game that's done it like this game, which is kind of sad. Or kind of, I don't know, missed opportunity. Maybe the game was just too much like too much production cost for the amount of attention it got. Maybe, I don't know. Definitely was too good. Okay, we have the basic toe shape. The bottom actually I think is easier than the top. And there you go. So the top looks kind of round right now. We can probably fix that. I don't really have good toe reference. I have my dude, of course, that I can look at. But that's basically all I have. I think the toes are a little bit short right now. We can probably make them longer. Of course, we would probably need some more resolution to really refine those toes. But this should work for now. Okay, let's focus on the top side a little bit more. Maybe we could kind of hint at the toe nail by making the end a little bit sharper. Okay. Okay. As I said before, feet are not my best discipline, so I'm kind of learning right now how to actually sculpt them. I've never really sculpted feet, just once I think, like 2 years ago or so. Maybe not 2 years ago, like rather like 1.5 years ago. For the first quick sculpt, I sculpted, I mean, what is it? Sculptember. I did a foot sculpt. I basically sculpted a foot. But that was, I think, the last one I actually sculpted. I think all the other characters I've done after that were with no toes. So this is a good exercise in toe I guess sculpting, I guess. I mean, we also have the reference down here, but we can't really see anything significant, so yeah. It's not really a good reference. Okay, I think that doesn't look too bad actually. Does not look too bad. So there's one thing I'm kind of still deciding on, which is not regarding the sculpt, which is actually regarding my my speech. Like, of course, when you start speaking another language, you have a certain, I think it's accent. There's dialect and accent. I think accent is the one you have when you are not from that country. And so I try to have a mix, I think, between a American and a English accent, kind of. I just basically say the word how I think it sounds the best. So it's either American or English pronunciation. And yeah, I don't know, they look even better than I expected. So I some words kind of like when I say them, I think to myself like, dude, do you really want to like say them like that? And I kind of want to shape my accent like myself, kind of. So few words that have a very pronounced A, I don't know if like I like the way I say them. I don't know if that was really noticeable for anybody else, but I notice it. So I want to kind of, I don't know, maybe not fix it, but change it rather. Kind of weird. I can't really pin down which words, but if I say them, I will probably remember them. Of course, I still have probably a pretty hard or strong German accent. At least in certain words. I try to keep it pretty close to the pronunciation of English or American, but I'm still learning, of course. So sometimes I'm not really proficient at pronunciation. But what would I say? I forgot what I wanted to say. So I'm basically still shaping the way I say stuff. Hold on, let me pull this higher. This has to be probably higher, this has to be lower. There you go, I think that's better. I don't know, feet kind of seem easier to sculpt than hands. Of course, they're not that as complex, but still. Didn't know they were that easy. Of course, I haven't really put in any detail yet, so they don't really look like super good, but I think we're in a good way. It's just like the likeness sculpting. Once you see the base, like if the base looks good, the rest will look good as well. And I think the base looks pretty good. Okay. Oh. On Thursday, on Thursday we will have the 60th consecutive quick sketch. I started doing quick sketches when I started streaming, I think, just to like have a warm-up exercise every day, and then I decided to do them every day actually. So every stream at first I did them, and then now I decided to do them every day just as a practice basically. And like it doesn't take long, like maybe like I think the longest it took me to finish one of those for like 2.5 hours. Usually I stay with like more like if it's upstream, like 1.5 hours maybe, to or even less, so like an hour. If it's on stream, of course, it's going to be 30 minutes. And I forgot what I wanted to say. So why don't we talk about something else? Now, hold on, let me remember what I wanted to say. Quick sketches. I can't remember. Oh no, hold on. I think the toes can actually be longer, so we have to pull this back probably. Okay, that's probably better. The toes looks pretty good. So we're in a good spot. What was the thing I wanted to say? I forgot. I can't remember. I don't even remember what I was talking about. Something about, dude. Yeah, never mind. Let's just forget that. It was something interesting, but I can't remember what it was. Why? Oh, quick sketches. But what was the thing I wanted to talk about? That's the biggest question here. Dude, I cannot remember what I wanted to say. Well then, I guess so be it. Now we're giving her the Achilles heel. Looks kind of weird right now. Let's see if we can fix it. Probably have to push it in a little bit. The heel itself can be pretty sharp in the end. Of course, if she's lifting it up, the foot isn't as pressed together, so it can be a little bit rounder. But not too round, of course. Okay. I mean, the right side already looks pretty good. I think, the foot. So we can probably go to the other side. I want to maybe go in here just for a second. Oh, the nice Hollywood? No. I wanted to say a mix between Hollywood and Halloween. Nice Hollywood. Oh, dude. Halloween track. Dun, dun. Okay. Looking pretty good so far. We could probably put in some more detail at the bottom. I don't really know what the bottom really looks like. I'm kind of guessing right now, or what I remember how they look from the bottom. I don't really see feet that often, like the bottom of the feet. So I don't really know the exact shape, but I think we're pretty close. So I'm just going to leave it like this. This foot is the one we're not going to see anyway, so what I said before, I will still put in time into it, because why would I not? It's more practice for me, and that's always good. So now we can go to the other side. We can save, and we can at least start sculpting the foot, because I don't think we're going to finish it today, because we only have like 15 minutes left. But we came pretty far, I think. We finished the hands, at least like we put in some more detail. So the next step would probably be to combine everything. Maybe not everything, at least like the whole limb, like the whole arm together with the hand. Also, or maybe even, so I would probably combine the fingers with the hand, the arm, so forearm with the biceps, or not bicep, but upper arm. And then the whole leg, just to fix the transitions. Basically, you can see clear transitions right now. The character looks more like a puppet or like a mannequin because of these clear lines between the ankles, for example. That's one thing I want to fix, which we're probably going to do tomorrow. So I think we can finish this sculpt this week, and then next week we can go to retopology. Or maybe either retopology or sculpting the hand, or the what is it? The prosthetics. I'm not quite sure. Okay, let's go back to the next foot. So let's go save one more time and we go to sculpting. We need, of course, dynamic topology, and there you go. Okay, let's start. First of all, I'm just drawing in the toes very, very roughly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably need a little bit more room on the side, more like this. Okay. Okay, the general layout or shapes are in. Now I'm just trying to detail it some more. Put in some more detail. And once we have that, we have hopefully good looking toes. Or a good looking foot overall. You know, one thing I thought about just, I think yesterday or the day before, we always like, if you think about time, you can basically, like, if you think about, oh, so the doctor tells you, okay, you have to take this pill for a year. You then think to yourself, probably, oh no, a year, that's so long. But if you then have a different situation where you think about New Year and everybody thinks about what they've done this year, or like what happened this year. Everybody says like, oh, time went by so fast. So there's a different like perception when it comes to time, and I think you can kind of decide for your own whether or not you perceive time as fast or not. I think there are multiple factors that you can affect by yourself that can make your year, I guess, longer or like more significant. And at least I have two right now. Maybe there are more, but right now I have two. The two I would think about would be, or I'm thinking of, would be, how would you call it, like doings, daily doings. Basically, if you consciously do something every day, whether that is like a hobby or something you can basically measure at the end of the year, you can perceive your year more significantly. So what I mean, for example, is when you when you learn, I don't know, my favorite example is you learn to backflip. You can record yourself doing a backflip, or you can just do it basically at the beginning of the year, and then you can do it at the end of the year. You can do that every day, consciously learning or training to do a backflip, and through that conscious thinking about what you want to do, you every day think about it, of course, and this way it basically manifests in your head, and you remember it. I think one of the reasons why it seems like the year went by so fast is because you don't really remember anything of the year. So you think like, oh, so you have basically landmarks throughout the year that manifest in your head. I don't know, like you finish school, or I don't know, you have a great vacation trip, stuff like that, which then manifests in your head, and you remember it basically. And then when you look back at that year that just passed, you remember all these what do you call it, manifestations in your head, or like experiences that you had that you still remember. And I think the more of those you have, the more manifestations or like experiences, the longer the year will appear to be. So if you, for example, go, I don't know, you go skydiving, next month you go, I don't know, or maybe even like next weekend you do something else that is memorable, I think your year will appear way more long, or will appear way longer in the end, compared to when you just, I don't know, every weekend you sit down and watch a TV show. I don't really think you won't really remember a TV show as well as you would different like activities that you, for example, do, or new things that you learn, or new skills, whatever. So if you think like, oh, the year went by so fast, I think you rather think, I don't really know what I did this year, and there's no really like thing. So every time you would go through the year, you would go, okay, what did I do in December? Nothing. What did I do in November? And you go from December to all the way to January, to the beginning of the year, and every time you remember something in that month, you stop basically and think about it. This way your brain, or your you will think that the year was more long, because you stop thinking, or you stop to think about what you basically did, or what you remember what you did. And to make your year more significant, what you can basically do is do more stuff that is proactive, basically. So for example, I don't know, you start learning a new skill that is measurable, like that you've improved over the year, for example, or you basically just do stuff that will stick in your brain, not only because it's like that is, which is hold on, so you do stuff that is memorable and that you have to think about doing, so it stays in your brain. If you have a habit, the habit will at some point like become a habit, of course, and you don't really think about it anymore, which means you may think about the end result of that habit at the end of the year. I don't know, you work out throughout the whole year, and then you can at the end of the year really compare where you started off in that year and where you are now. But yeah, the way to prolong the feeling of that year is basically to do stuff that is memorable. So for example, for me, that would be learning or like getting better in Blender or sculpting itself, getting better at anatomy, getting more comfortable sculpting a full human body, getting more comfortable sculpting or retopologizing a full human body, getting comfortable sculpting feet. All of that I will remember hopefully in at the end of the year. Maybe not like directly, but I can at least say that I've done a lot in the year, and that will I think it just makes you happier in the end, because it doesn't feel like the year was just, you did nothing in that year and it just felt like a waste of time. That was one thing I kind of thought about recently, how you can, or why that thought of the year went by so fast actually happens. Oh, one more thing, of course, it's also a kind of mindset thing. So if you hold on, I want to concentrate on this sculpture real quick, on this foot. If you think about time, it's gonna be different whether or not you are at the beginning of that time, or if you, no, hold on, how you think about that time. You can either think, okay, I have to do this for 1 year. How far off am I to the goal of finishing the year? Oh no, I still have to do 12 months, which means 356 days, which means so and so many hours, whatever. So it's gonna take so long until I'm done. And or you could think, okay, it's gonna take me a year until I'm done. What can I do today to progress and hit my goal at the end of the year? You could chop it off in multiple parts, basically. You could chop it up into months, for example. Okay, what can I do this month to improve what I want to achieve, or like to achieve what I want to achieve? Or you can even split it into days. So you can every day decide, okay, I'm going to do this to achieve my goal at the end of the year. The end of the year should rather be like just a timed check, where you can where you then check if you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, and the individual smaller parts that lead to the end of 1 year, for example, are more what you should focus on. So this way you don't get overwhelmed by the sheer amount of length that you have to, I don't know, maybe not endure, but that you have to pass, or that has to pass to finish what you want to finish, or to hit the amount of time. And it's just easier to think about what you can do daily or like weekly to get closer to that goal, rather than thinking about what you have to do throughout the whole year. So thinking about what you can do now is way easier than thinking about all the things you have to do every day, or from month 1 to month 11 until you're done, basically. So that's my mentality. I don't really like, I have the goal, which is actually, my goal is actually multiple years off. So I can't really think, oh no, I have to now do this for multiple years. How would I ever do this? Of course, it's like everything in life. To get something done, you have to actually do it. And it doesn't help just thinking about what you have to do. Doing it is the thing you, at the end of the day, have to do. So you could either think about what you want to do, or you plan what you want to do, or you do, and the result that you get from doing, you can then use to plan your next steps. So both techniques, you think about what you do, but in one technique you learn while thinking about what you want to do, and you improve while you're doing it, or because you're doing it. And in the other, you're just thinking and probably never start, because there's so much you could think about what you want to do that at some point you just think, oh dude, I'm never gonna do this, I'm just gonna give up. So I think one of the best things I probably learned while I was an intern in the current job I'm in, or the current job basically, was that mistakes are the best things, or criticism or feedback is the best thing someone can give you. Criticism is basically even better than praise, because criticism means basically that someone maybe not likes the stuff you do, but they want you to improve. Of course, if it's genuine criticism, if it's just like this stuff sucks, then well, that's not really genuine criticism, and you could just ignore it because it has no value to you. But if it's like genuine criticism, like okay, you've done this so far, how about trying this, or improve this by doing this, then that is basically a what is the name for it? Hello? Okay, there's no word for it. Oh, there it is. Like commendation, praise, like praise. It's like praise, or like that's a bad word for it. Like I guess it's the best word. It's just a I think that's like feedback, honest productive feedback. No, constructive criticism, I think, is better than even praise, because praise just maybe gives you like good feeling about yourself, but at the end of the day, well, you just know that you've done good. But if you get like feedback, you not only you don't feel necessarily good about what you've done, but at least you know what you can do better next time, and you go closer to the actual end goal, which is getting as good as you always want to be in that thing you do. So the thing I learned, to come back to that, was basically feedback, or like criticism, mistakes rather, or your best friend. Because the more you do, the more mistakes you'll make. The more mistakes you make, the more you'll learn. And the more you'll learn, the better it's going to be in the future. So learning by doing is, in my opinion, or the way I learn the best. Maybe not your way or the best way you learn, but it's the best way I learn. And it's also, in my opinion, like the easiest way to learn. You just do, and then you learn from the things you did, and what results you get from doing that. Then you can reflect on what you did, and you can improve on what you do in the future. This way you always get better and better and better and better and better. And you can measure basically how much better you've gotten at the end of the year, for example. I don't even remember how we got to that topic, but at least we finished both feet, at least to the degree that I wanted them to be finished. They're not really done yet, but at least they're in a good spot. Let's put in the Achilles heel that is connected to, no, not the Achilles heel, the Achilles, is it the Achilles heel? Achilles, no, hold on. Achilles tendon? sounds kind of weird, but I think that's right. Okay, now we have that. Perfect. So the feet look pretty good. Maybe a little bit too wide, but we can always change that. Maybe we have to rotate the foot out a little bit more because it's pretty rotated out there. We also see it from a 3/4 angle, I think. I'm not quite sure. So I'm not quite sure if we have to change it. But let's go back to object mode. Yeah, that's the end result for today. Hold on, let me bring back everything. There you go. Oh, the head as well. Perfect. We can see the feet look pretty good. I was honestly surprised how easygoing they were. Of course, they're not perfect. I would probably still work on them. The hands still look pretty rough, but we came pretty far. So tomorrow we'll probably like see that everything looks right, every single piece, and then we will probably go into combining different multiple pieces to eliminate the transitions, and then we get closer and closer to the final sculpt. We then basically disconnect the arms, probably finish or retopologize the sculpt itself, and then retopology. Once that's done, we can go to the mechanical arms. Once we have those, we can go over to texturing, shading, and lighting, and then that's basically everything. So it shouldn't take too long now. If we finish the sculpt this week, we can probably go over to retopology next week, maybe even after retopology. What's the next step? The mechanical arms, modeling the arms, and then yeah, shading and all that. So it shouldn't take too long. So perfect. Of course, now we roughly have we have 8 weeks left. 8 weeks is quite a lot. So we have a lot of time to finish this. So yeah, we're, I think, on a good path. But I'm gonna end it there. Closing my reference. We're in a good spot. Of course, we're still missing the NSFW part of her body, but oh, of course, the fabric as well. I'm not quite sure if I'm gonna replace that with something like an actual fabric or not. I'll see. I'll look at that later. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today. Hopefully you enjoyed. Maybe you enjoyed my stories. It was pretty fun talking about the good old days of playing games when we were younger and still in school, so we had more time. Hopefully, maybe you learned something new. Maybe you just enjoyed listening. Maybe you'll join next time, tomorrow, of course, where we're gonna go over to detailing this some more. Thank you for visiting. Thank you for watching. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. You enjoy the rest of your day. And maybe until next time. Until then, see ya.